Hello there, it's Kevin. Good morning. It is Wednesday. What is today? The 3rd of February 2021. 2321. Interesting. Not a number that resonates with me, but I hope you're well this morning. I haven't shuffled yet today. I thought I would share that little honor with you, but I did use my trusty little singing bowl. Yesterday was a good day. I had a good visit, some great clients. Oh, I didn't. Seems like that clatter I just made with the singing bowl. Um, I'm getting an impression that it just woke up, a bunch of the relaxing spirits there, sort of like giving me the not so much, be careful, that kind of feeling. Anyway, I had a good day yesterday. I hope you did. So I've got my angel cards here. I'm really liking these cards. Yesterday and again this coming Thursday is a webinar that's run through Hay House, that is facilitated, hosted by Kyle Gray. You can go to hayhouse.com. On there is a link that you can go to and listen, watch the ones you missed, and then maybe tune into the one that's coming Thursday, which on Eastern time is 3 p.m., which is 12 noon on the West Coast, 8 p.m. in Europe or in England. Great information. It was really a little bit about Kyle's journey when he first revealed angels, how he first realized that they were around, and his choice to serve the greater global community by sharing the information he's got. The one thing I did learn was how in the world of spirit everything is equal. No one is above or below anyone else. Find that quite interesting that the human experience puts people in a kind of a hierarchy order of importance. And there are folks who don't necessarily feel seen or heard or acknowledged. And I don't know if that's part of hierarchy or what it is, but what's bringing this up for me right now is lots of folks want to be seen and they want to be heard and they want to be acknowledged. And I don't know if that's connected to being respected. I've watched the behavior of children, and adults will go to a home where there's children, and the children will inevitably want the adult's attention. And somewhere around the age of 6, 7, 8, somewhere in there, these young children want to perform or do things or get attention of the adults. And I often wonder, I remember being that child that said, look what I can do. Let me show you what I'm able to do. Let me show you my new trick. Let me show you my new dance. Let me show you my new thing. And I often wonder now as an adult, what happens when we want that, we look for that, we're looking for, is it validation? Is it adoration? What is it that we want so badly? And then what happens when we don't get it? When we don't get seen or somebody doesn't acknowledge us for what we've done? And then it plays out in the adult world. You work hard at a job. You do things to get the attention of, approval of, acknowledgement of, respect of either co-workers or somebody that you placed in a position of power. So with all that said, at the very beginning, Kyle shared that everybody's equal. Nobody is above or below anyone else. And that this energy, this source energy, the energy that we are projecting, sharing, choosing to bring from spirit, whether it's a spirit guide or angels. Something's up with my collar. Thank you, whoever you are that's telling me the color of my jumper is not quite right. What they're basically sharing is the knowledge is to be shared. The knowledge is to use to teach, that coming from a place of love and joy, and always remembering that even in some of the most challenging of times, we're not on our own. That whether it's angels, and if you're on here, you probably get this fact that I do think there are angels and spirit guides and wise ones at work and for us all the time. All right, so let me just do my little prayer of gratitude, so I can choose a card from the deck and go with the flow like I usually do. So my feet are flat on the floor, and my heart is open. Thank you, angels, for coming and reminding me that you're here. And thank you for showing me what I need to know, revealing what I need to know, teaching me what I'm able to share. I'm willing to listen and to receive and to share. Know that my message that I'm sharing is for the highest good of myself and everybody out there. So be it, and so shall it be. There we go. So into these cards we shuffle. Just really, at the beginning of every oracle deck, and Hay House is certainly a great place to go look for them. They are, I think, modestly priced, and at any given moment, Black Friday, I know we've had the holidays, but at any given moment you can find them on sale. And I think I like promoting sites like Hay House because of the way that they promote what they promote. Good things. Louise Hay certainly was an incredible mentor. She inspired the world. Her first book was published in the 80s, You Can Heal Your Life. It was the book that launched the publishing house that we now know today. Her affirmations, the way she presents what she presents, I guess not just when she was on earth, but in spirit too. I think that's enough. Oh, there's a jumper. So let's see. Self-acceptance. Ba-boom, ba-boom, ba-boom. There we go. So you saw that I'm shuffling away. I'm just letting the cards go, 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 go. And, you can find a way to do this. And you just literally, flop them about. It takes a while when they're new. They get to be a bit stiff. That's why you make a relationship with them. Pop them under your pillow. Always having the respect. I have the boxes right here. They came in and I popped them there. And then, of course, Kyle puts his prayer right on the bottom of the box. So how neat and tidy is that? You just, um, yeah. So, self acceptance. Well, let's just go ahead and act like I've never done this before. And I don't know what I'm doing. And we're just going to pick up the guidebook because really I'm sharing with you how I learned it. It's not something that, I don't want to. Yes, I do believe that there is information that gets channeled clearly. Um, and like every muscle that you've got, the more you practice, the more you do, and the more you open up to these lines of communication, the clearer the messages and the more it becomes just second nature. So I'll add that. Yes, thank you. I've got again goosebumps. These feelings that lets me know angels are here. They're here. Spirit guides are here. And oh, it feels so good. It just feels good. It feels good to share it and to be open about it. I was writing in my book yesterday about the connection with the dearly departed. And right before I go into a chapter, a story, a situation, whatever I'm writing about, I just say thank you to the angels and the spirit guides for guiding it, for getting it out, for putting it together so that it can help whoever reads it. Anyway, the chapter started off with my intention of sharing the experience of how there's a energy there, or how you connect to a certain type of energy. How do you connect with a loved one that's passed on the other side? And I began to go into my experience, and it went off in a whole another direction. I just kept writing. The information was just flooding through. Really, it was more about the belief systems and how we evolved as a society. How do we come from, a culture that it's one point in the 20s and 30s and 40s, this kind of thing was considered weird or stupid, or people didn't do it. They practiced spiritualism, the connection with spirit in the dark, behind closed doors. It's seances, things that were part of the underground. In for something to be so incredibly loving, so kind, so caring, giving, light, upbeat, to be shunned or pushed down, um, kept in the dark, is bizarre to us now. And it was through spiritualist churches that were like the only place. I think the spiritualist church was the first non-denominational type of organization that there was, and then that became more popular. And the spiritualist church invited different religious leaders in, or practitioners, as I like to call them, teachers. Back in the day, they called them prophets. God put them on the earth and called them disciples. It's all the same. I think we're all part of that whole ring of sharing. All right, I'm going off on a tangent again, but thank you for that. Self acceptance. Let's see what it says. And I also feel like there was a time when I felt like I needed to know everything before delivering it. I mean, yes, I do feel like there's a certain level of preparation that has to happen. If you've got something specific to share, to say, to do, you want to frame it so it doesn't end up all kind of sloppy. But think of times in your life where your intention was going down one way, and you were thinking that's what you want to do, and it gets derailed, especially if you're a teacher. A really, 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 really good teacher meets their student where their student's at. And so think about how when you're teaching somebody something, if your intention is to teach them something that is not where they're at, what you're teaching them isn't going to land, won't go there. So how do you know where they're at? you have to tap into your intuition and listen. Not listen with what they're telling you audibly, but I thought it was Amy scratching at the door to come in. But listen to what you hear, the message you hear. And that is the mark of a good teacher. Yes, I do believe that we should be scholarly of some sort, prepared of some sort. But even the scholars that wrote incredible pieces of literature, musicians that composed amazing music, poets that let the poetry flow, come in, got them from, I think, divine inspiration, especially the pieces of literature, the poetry, the stories, the music, the art form, the statues, especially those pieces that have the ability to move our emotions, to cause us to pay attention, to shift the common narrative and make change. All right, self-acceptance. Your message. You're making incredible efforts to heal and release habits and thoughts that once held you back. Take a moment to look at yourself through the loving eyes of Mother, Father, God, and appreciate how far you've come. All the adversity you faced, and the person you are to and appreciate how far you've come, all the adversities you faced, and the person you are today. Angels are wrapping their wings around you and encouraging you to see what they see. And they see you as perfect, not just the way you are. If your confidence has dropped recently and you've been as positive as you'd like to have been, change that now. Okay, wait. If your confidence has dropped recently or you've not been as positive as you'd like to have been, change that now by giving yourself credit where credit is due. Maybe you've discovered that negative talk and thoughts aren't working for you. This is a time to try loving yourself instead. To get started, try speaking to yourself more respectfully and giving yourself some leeway and some time to change. And the extended message, the underneath piece. When this card appears, know that your self-esteem and confidence have taken some knocks over the years and you have had thoughts that are no longer serving you. But your angels want nothing more than for you to be happy and at peace. And they are drawing close to you now to help you restore your confidence in yourself. You have the ability to live a life that you love. But to experience that fully, you have to recognize that you are worthy of it. So, take some time today to realize that heaven loves you unconditionally, and then take small steps to loving yourself the same way. The outer world you experience is a mirror of conversations you have on the inside with yourself. So align with them with love. I think this morning that is probably the only message that I really need to roll with. Well, Amy, I asked you if you wanted to come in earlier. Come on, baby. Yes. Yes, I know. I don't know what I think she's losing her mind. Well, bless her. She's 11 years old, which I don't know what that is in human years. 70 something. I can't imagine gaining 7 years of life in one human year. That's just bizarre. Anyway, bless her. So, hey Kim, what was I going to say about that? About self-acceptance, self-acknowledgement. Yeah, I think when you feel yourself, for me, this growth is like layers. It comes in layers, it comes in waves. And there's a theory that it takes, I think, 6 weeks, 45 days, somewhere like that, to make a habit more permanent. to do it more often. What I will say is that meditation is really the doorway with the connection to your angels. And to truly meditate requires dedication. I think I've done this now on here live since the middle of August. And if I go back to some of the earlier ones I did, they're completely different to the ones I do now. And it is lovely to see that growth and to watch it and to track it. You know, we're all dealing with our own self-worth, and self-worth comes in the form of what we say about ourselves when we see a photo, what we say about ourselves as we age. And it is, we all do it. We all disrespect the gratitude we should have for the life that we have got. One again, you say negative things about yourself, like you see a photograph, and I've done it. Now I do it giggling because it's the COVID jiggle and the seated fluff. It doesn't matter. I mean, it does matter. I want to be healthy, but I'm no longer obsessed with it. I'm no longer beating myself up saying I should not have eaten that, or I should not have eaten this, or I should have been more this, or I should have been more that. Should, that word should, is all tangled up in fear. It doesn't open up any avenue for growth. It doesn't do anything but put a block on it. Causes us to think of a time when we should have done this, we didn't. Well, that's beating yourself up. If you recognize a habit that you want to alter or change, right there is a message from angels, higher ones, spirit guides, the other side. That's your message. The intuition, that interior flame, I call it the eternal flame because the light that you have inside of you has been burning since every lifetime you've ever had. That's connected to your intuition, your inner knowledge of knowing. Certainly, you can seek counsel from folks who you trust, who've got your back, the ones who truly see you. Those are folks that you bounce things off of. Folks will show up in your life to teach you things, and you'll show up in their life to share and teach them things. So this business of balance is just that. There are some friends that you feel are perhaps taking advantage of your time and attention, where it seems to be more about what they're talking about, what they want, and less about you being able to share yourself with them. So in that situation, two things are going on. One, they really need your help, and you're serving a greater purpose by offering your support and guidance. Or two, this is a message from your guide that this person, you've either outgrown them or they have overstayed their welcome. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just a statement, and it's just if you want to grow, you've got to be prepared to sort out the wheat from the chaff. Self-acceptance is all about that. Forgiveness is about that too. We talked about that yesterday. Having forgiveness and acceptance. Seems like a lot of acceptance lately. Maybe because we're all looking at our lives a little bit differently and seeing where we could make changes that would be for our highest good. Yeah, done. Right, let me read from today's Journey to the Heart, and then we will meditate. I took my feather out, so I've got to find my place again. Oh, not too bad. Well, helps it. It's at the beginning of the book. Break through your resistance is what the message says. We sometimes resist new lessons, and what we resist is the most is likely to be what we need the most. Our lessons usually come with inner conflict. The action we should be taking, the idea we should be learning, is sometimes hidden behind the wall of resistance. There's a border, a barrier we need to cross to get into the heart of the lesson. Most times, that barrier is within us. Lessons require us to let go of old feelings, old beliefs. If they didn't, they wouldn't be lessons. We'd already know them, and sometimes the very thing we feel guiltiest about doing, the place we're most resistant to visiting, the person we're most convinced we shouldn't contact, or the behavior we're tormenting ourselves most about, is exactly what we need to be doing. And more often than not, the lesson we're learning is not what we think it is. We need to embrace the surprise element of life, embrace the mystery of life as it unfolds. And the lessons appear as we grow and change. Do what you need to do to break through your resistance. Often that means simply seeing your resistance. Do what you need to do to break through your resistance. Often that means simply seeing your resistance. An example of resistance. Oh, I ain't gonna do it. What's another one? Oh, hell no. That's resistance. In a rather pointed way. For me, there are things that somebody would say, do this, la 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 la, and I'm attracted to it. But then there's a fear attached to it. What is that even going to look like? Oof, I don't know about that, because it's attached to the ego. That ego wants to keep us in the dark, doesn't want us to experience the growth, because the ego is attached to what was. Certainly not attached to what is. The ego cannot exist in this present time, in this present moment. That's where the angels live. When you want something to happen and you pray, most people, Kyle was talking about yesterday, they pray for what they want. They pray, give me this, bring me that. And they pray when their life is just at the most in the most turmoil, traumatic. And that's fine. And if you know, they don't ever let you down. They come right there, give you exactly what you need, no matter what. Love you unconditionally. But what happens if you just to pray and stay in a state of gratitude all the time? Just stay there. Be there. Like this morning, angels, thank you for the hot water that I've taken a shower with, and thank you for the ability to do it. Thank you for the rest and the sleep in this comfortable bed. Thank you for all the love that these fabulous dogs bring me. And thank you for giving me the ability to share all of this with people. Grateful for that. Again, it's like a muscle. If we're not used to doing it, we don't do it enough, it's going to feel a bit weird. It's going to feel a bit strange. Well, strange is calling your name. Most of the greatest pioneers, and the woman that comes to mind is a woman called Madam Walker. She's a black lady that defied the laws of culture and created a line of professional hair care products. Phenomenal woman. Probably the first CEO of the first black female-owned company way back in the 1920s when it was considered taboo. All of these folks were celebrating Black History Month this month. Those pioneers defied the laws of what they should have done. They just went and did it. They felt like this is a bigger calling. Exercising their muscle. Knowing that they weren't ever alone. Knowing that their life and the life of other people depended on what they did. That's sort of where we are now. All right, let's meditate. First of all, I'm going to do a little prayer protection for you. So close your eyes. Bring your feet flat on the floor. Palms facing the ceiling. Big breath in. And release out. Get settled into your meditation. Thank you, Archangel Michael, for cutting the unnecessary cords that bind me to people, places, situations, fears, stories, drama, or anything else I no longer need or serves my purpose. I lift the weight of the world off my shoulders. I am safe and free. Now put your hand over your heart. I am the keeper of my mind and my body. Wherever love is, fear is a stranger. Love is here within me. So it is, and so shall it be. With your feet flat on the floor, bring your attention to the center of your body. Focus your mind, the area of your sternum, center point of your rib cage. Little bony area on your chest plate. Right down inside there, deep within you, is your eternal flame. The energy of your soul. Use your breath in to brighten and lighten this eternal flame and send the light of it up through your spinal column, illuminating your physical body from the inside out. Illuminate your neck, your jaw. Think of this light being inside of your skull, bringing light to the cells of your brain, and then allow it to extend out through the crown of your head beyond. And create a larger opening in the center of your chest where your heart and your lungs are. Brighten and extend the light out in front of you, behind you. Allow the light to travel down in through your torso, and simultaneously tracing the bones of both legs in through the sole of your feet, being pulled and anchored to the crystalline lining of the core of the earth itself. You are now connected, aware of, present to you as source vibrational energy. Just allow your breath to flow in and flow out. Your physical mind is going to want to wander. Keep coming back to the center of your chest. Connect with the feeling of light, of love, and all that is good, kind, compassionate, loving about you. And through the experience of your third eye center, that area between your eyebrows at the center of your forehead, know that this is your portal to inner sight. Your viewpoint from your soul. Allow the muscles of your face to soften into a gentle smile. Think of a time in your life or a person or something that you can see clearly that reminds you of all the good things about you. As you remember this time and this place, this person and the situation as being one of the highlights of this life. Connect to the amazing way you felt. Now bring that feeling all the way around you. And in this feeling, this energy that you're creating right now, this minute, reveal to yourself what you are most grateful for right now. Choose the one thing that comes to mind the strongest. Give this feeling the way you feel about it, this gratitude for it. a colour, and see the colour as a soft mist. See the shapes this mist is making. Allow it to engulf you, to envelop you, all the way around you, expanding into you, out of you. Work its way through every tissue, muscle, permeating your bones, and continue breathing this soft, gentle, loving energy allowing the vision of it to etch into your mind. Allow the connection of loving energy to it. To etch itself onto your heart. Know that this energy, this colour, this feeling represents who you truly are when you are connected with source energy. Gently bring your hands to prayer at heart center, but keep the feeling of this colour, the energy, the vibration working with you. Keep that with you. Lift your thumb knuckles between your forehead. Together we bow and say Namaste. Thank you so much for letting me bring that to you today. I appreciate you. I love you, all of you, for being so supportive of what I'm doing. Yeah, I like to share myself this way. Trying to think if there's anything I want to add to that. No, not really. Yeah. So have a great Wednesday. Oh, I got some news yesterday afternoon. So the little salon, we know that we've been working with the energy, and what I'll pass on with you. Sunday, Monday, I got into this little bit of a weird funkiness about, why is this taking so long? And then quickly got the message that some things don't happen the way they're supposed to happen. They just take time. And the best thing we can do is let them go. So I did. So, well, you know what? When it happens, it happens. It'll all happen in divine timing. It'll all happen when it's supposed to happen. And lo and behold, yesterday afternoon, somewhere around 3:30, 4 o'clock, I got a message that all the inspections had passed and paperwork was being submitted. And at some point today, we will likely have a certificate of occupancy and I can move. All in good time, all in divine time, and all as it's supposed to happen. Listen, I will be here again tomorrow. I wish you the very best of Wednesdays. Thanks. Bye.